Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, and please be seated. Thank you for joining us today for the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin's commencement ceremony honoring the class of 2025. Today's ceremony represents the culmination of combined efforts of the community, the faculty, the staff, our students, and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Many of you have contributed to the success of our campus. Thank you. Without you, we could not have achieved this milestone. Your support of MCW has allowed us to build a brighter future for Wisconsin. I would like now to introduce Dr. John R. Raymond, Sr., President and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin, to offer his congratulations to the graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Ross, and good afternoon, everyone. Members of the Board of Trustees, members of faculty, and staff. Graduating class of the year 2025, distinguished guests, friends, family members, and partners. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this sixth commencement ceremony for the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin. Now, today's about a graduating student, but before we start, I do want to acknowledge that many of the first one thing that this is Dr. Johnson's last commencement ceremony as our founding at this campus. And what I want to say is, Lisa took on the challenge of turning a bold concept into reality. And she did it great, contributing, and hard, and doing hard. And what we have here today is largely because of Lisa's efforts. And I want to make sure that everyone understands that. We're also grateful to Stephanie Insurance and Conferral for being such a wonderful partner in Central Wisconsin. But before we start recognizing our students, could you please give Lisa a round of applause? We've been so fortunate to see these classes tonight. Now, to our graduating students, I thank you for your flexibility, your maturity, your resilience. We thank you for your leadership, empathy, and your trust in both science and medicine. We thank you for being extremely caring and supportive of the colleagues and patients throughout the entirety of the campus. And also for being champions of rationality and comprehension. The white coat ceremony officially marks the beginning of the journey towards becoming physicians, and that day is beginning as we hope many students will take a student in the path of physicians. We have no doubt that today, when we formally become opportunity physicians, that this will be a moment in our lives. The time that we all felt in relatively new incoming work experience is only a fraction of what we feel now, as we tune and congratulate the women, hopeful and excited about taking the next step in their journey. Today's a culmination of your hard work, your commitment, and your dedication to medical school study, but also more importantly, it marks the beginning of your lifelong work to truly
I now invite Dr. Satchel Baranek, an alumnus of the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin, graduating class of 2022, to deliver the charge from the alumni.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. I didn't realize I was going to be like one of the first ones, so that's a lot of pressure. Like Dean Dotson said, my name is Satchel. I graduated from MCWCW back in 2022. Lauren Baranek, who you will see shortly come across the stage, is my wife, and I'm Emmett's dad, so say hi to him if you see him in the back there. And I've been asked to speak on behalf of the alumni, which there must be well into the triple digits now. From our school, which is pretty dang cool. And, you know, the first of us kind of coming out of residency and starting our attending hood. So today is a moment of celebration, the culmination of many late nights on campus, unrelenting exams and clinical rotations. But no longer will you have to show up at a place that you've never been before to timidly say, hi, I'm the new med student, for your preceptor to look back at you kind of confused and say, oh, that's this week. Shortly, in your funny hats and velvet robes, you will walk across this stage and receive your degree, and perhaps the most rewarding part of this all, those 2 letters that go behind your last name for the rest of your careers. But as I stand here today, a physician early in his career, I'd like to speak honestly with you, not just about the honor of medicine, but its current reality. Because the truth is, while we are entering a profession that is noble, it is also fractured. We live in a country that boasts some of the most advanced technologies, cutting-edge research, and the brightest minds in healthcare. And yet we remain in a system marked by inequity, accessibility, and burnout. We're spending more per capita than any other nation on earth, and still millions remain uninsured or underinsured. Rural hospitals are closing. Patients delay care because of cost. Preventable diseases still claim lives in ways that they shouldn't. And our colleagues, perhaps someone close to you or our mentors, are leaving medicine not because they've stopped caring, but simply because they can't keep up. You will feel this, whether you practice in a rural clinic, a busy urban emergency department, or a private practice that's drowning in paperwork. You will feel the strain. And yet this is exactly why you are what medicine and the next generation needs right now. The path you took was not just a commitment to science or even the patients. Your duty does not end with diagnoses and prescriptions. It extends into the systems that govern care, the policies that determine who gets treated, and the structures that decides who gets left behind. So today I charge you with this. Be more than clinicians, be advocates. Advocates for your patients, not just in the exam room, but in the boardrooms and in the legislative halls. Speak out when policy threatens the well-being of those who you serve. Challenge systems that prioritize profit over people, and don't become complacent with the status quo. Use your voice, because you now have one that carries weight. And when you speak up, whether it's in the hospital hallway or in front of Congress, remember, change in medicine has always come from within, from physicians and students and residents who refuse to accept this is just how the way it is. My residency program director told me actually fairly recently, if you don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu. So my charge to you today is to make sure that your voice is heard wherever you may end up in your careers, because we need a seat at the table when our patients most certainly won't have one. So take pride in what you've accomplished today, but let it be your starting line, not your summit. Because medicine doesn't just need more doctors, it needs leaders, it needs listeners, and it needs fighters. And I sincerely hope today that it gets 21 more of them. Congratulations, class of 2025. You got it?
Thank you, Dr. Baranek. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Jesse Ehrenfeld to the podium to deliver our keynote address. Dr. Ehrenfeld earned a Bachelor of Science degree from Haverford College, his MD from the University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine, and a Master's of Public Health from Harvard University School of Public Health. He completed an internship in medicine and residency in anesthesiology, as well as an informatics research fellowship at Massachusetts General Hospital, and he is board certified in anesthesiology and clinical informatics. Dr. Ehrenfeld is the Senior Associate Dean and Professor of Anesthesiology at the Medical College of Wisconsin School of Medicine. He serves as director of the Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment, a statewide philanthropy established by MCW to serve as a resource to health research, education, and community initiatives across Wisconsin. AHW was instrumental in the founding of the MCW Central Wisconsin campus. Under Dr. Ehrenfeld's leadership, AHW has awarded an average of $16 million in grant awards annually to the community and research initiatives aimed at improving health and advancing health equity in Wisconsin. Prior to joining the Medical College of Wisconsin, Dr. Ehrenfeld has served in key roles at Harvard Medical School, Vanderbilt University School of Medicine, and the Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences in Bethesda, Maryland. Dr. Ehrenfeld is a national leader in medicine. Having been active in the American Medical Association since medical school, he was elected by his peers to the AMA Board of Trustees in 2014, served as board chair in 2019 and 20, and was inaugurated as the organization's 178th president in 2023, leading more than 270,000 physician members across the United States. Dr. Ehrenfeld is a combat veteran and former U.S. Navy commander who deployed to Afghanistan during both the Operation Enduring Freedom and Resolute Support missions, where he cared for service members wounded in combat. Dr. Ehrenfeld has long advocated on behalf of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender individuals, earning an Emmy nomination for his work on the New York Times-produced documentary Transgender at War and in Love. Dr. Ehrenfeld's research focuses on understanding how information technology can improve patient safety, outcomes, and health equity while reducing variability and facilitating improved health system reliability and performance. He is editor-in-chief of the Journal of Medical Systems. His scholarly accomplishments include more than 250 abstracts, more than 200 peer-reviewed manuscripts, and contributions to 18 clinical textbooks. Please join me in welcoming my friend and colleague, Dr. Jesse Ehrenfeld.
I think that very lovely introduction may be longer than my speech. But thank you, Dr. Dodson, and congratulations to you for everything that you have done to make this day possible. Distinguished faculty, proud family and friends, and most importantly, to the graduating class of 2025, what an extraordinary honor it is to stand before you today. Today marks the culmination of years of dedication, a lot of sleepless nights, bad cups of cold coffee, and countless moments of doubt that you guys met with courage. You came here as students, full of questions and curiosity, and you're leaving us as physicians full of purpose and responsibility. This moment is not just a celebration of academic achievement, it's a testament to resilience, compassion, and the unwavering commitment to healing. As we gather in this moment of transition, let's take a breath. Not just to reflect on how far you've come, but to look ahead with hope and conviction for the journey that lies before you as you enter a future that is complex, uncertain, and yet filled with unlimited opportunities. My message to all of you today is a simple one. Thank you. Thank you for choosing medicine. Thank you for choosing science. Thank you for choosing to spread compassion and empathy in a world increasingly divided by anger and mistrust. Thank you for recognizing the incredible public health challenges we face: racial and gender injustices, income inequality, chronic disease, viral outbreaks, drug overdose, gun violence, and still saying to yourself, I've got this. Thank you for not only hoping for a better world, but for digging in, rolling up your sleeves, and promising to give everything that you've got to make it a better world. The truth is, being a physician today, it's not easy. It's very difficult work, even when things go right. And this moment is particularly challenging with global health crises mounting, with political acrimony sowing distrust in medicine and scientific institutions. I got to tell you, today's society feels fragile and unprotected in ways that are just very unfamiliar to all of us. There is a weight to our chosen profession that's going to feel unbearable at times, but that's true for all noble pursuits. A doctor ages in dog years, although I must say that Dr. Raymond and Dr. Dodds look pretty great to me. Maybe it's just me. But when it's your turn, I know that each and every one of you will be ready. You're going to lean on your training. You're going to lean on your experiences at this amazing institution, and you'll lean on each other, your friends and your classmates who will show the same battle scars as you. Personally, I'm not one who thinks people are born to be doctors. Some people do think that way, but I never have. I believe that doctors are made by long nights and even longer days. Doctors are made by intense study and a bottomless curiosity. Why did it happen that way? What's causing this? Why is that different from before? And although we're problem solvers by nature, being a good doctor isn't just about having all the answers. Society and medicine are constantly evolving as we learn more, do more, understand more. A good doctor listens. She asks questions with an open mind. He counsels patients about all of their health options, and through honest, open dialogue, empowers them to make decisions about their health that are right for the patient. Now, that sounds easy when I say it out loud, but it's incredibly challenging and complex. And for better or worse, we are living in a time of labels and identities, both inclusive and exclusive. Identities are inclusive when they bring people in and provide a window of your true self. But they can be exclusive when people immediately assign meaning to you, to your identity that may be fair or unfair. I'm a father. I'm a physician. I'm a physician advocate who is president of the American Medical Association. I'm a gay man. I'm a veteran. I'm Jewish. These are the identities that make me who I am. Identities I share proudly. But when society is as fractured as it is right now, when every expression of self invites scrutiny and criticism, it's sometimes difficult to be who you truly are. It becomes challenging to speak your mind the way a leader must. But make no mistake, a doctor's voice is a powerful voice. So use it. I'd like to tell you the story of my first introduction to the American Medical Association as a medical student in Chicago, walking into a downtown hotel to watch the AMA annual meeting. This was 2001. I had just finished my first year of medical school. As I stood in the back of the room, watching physicians from every corner of the country debate policy, I was struck by two competing feelings. On the one hand, I was in awe of the deliberation, physicians from every state, every specialty shaping the conversation. But another feeling settled in as well, an unshakable feeling of insecurity, knowing that as a gay man in medicine, I was an outsider who might never be accepted for who I was. The policy debates I heard were jarring to me. To hear arguments against inclusivity, to hear arguments that flew in the face of science because of homophobia and ignorance. I knew who I was, but I wasn't sure there would ever be a place for me in the AMA. You got to remember that in 2001, there were no federal hate crime protections for LGBTQ people. Same-sex marriage was not legal in any state. Don't ask, don't tell was the land of the law and would remain so when I commissioned as an officer in the US Navy some years later. And in 1998, just 3 years before, a young college student named Matthew Shepard was brutally murdered in Wyoming because he was gay. Matthew and I were the same age. I had only recently told my closest friends in college I was gay. And for me, Matthew's murder was as shocking as it was predictable, a salient reminder of the very real threats that people like me face every day when we live as our authentic selves. At that time, the AMA, which would go on to be such an important part of my professional life, did not have an LGBT group. There were no policy discussions that focused on the health needs of my community. There were very few openly gay physicians to look up to. In fact, the AMA had only amended its policies 8 years earlier to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, and had only outright opposed the practice of conversion therapy a year before I joined the association. So, as a medical student sitting in the back of that room, I had some pretty well-founded fears about my place in society, never mind the profession of medicine. I realized my choices were hide who I was or help the profession evolve into a place that welcomed people like me. 22 years later, taking the oath to become the AMA president, surrounded by those I loved, my family, my husband, our 2 boys, Ethan and Asher, was proof that the profession can evolve, that it had evolved. This is why visibility matters. Representation matters. The identities you show the world matter. And when you arrive at a place of leadership in our profession, any profession, I believe you have a responsibility and a privilege to use your voice for good, to try to lift up those who haven't yet found their voice or those whose voices have been silenced. This is why I've been an outspoken advocate for LGBTQ health issues since my earliest days in medicine. Work that I believe we as physicians are called to by our Code of Medical Ethics, which instructs us to always provide competent medical care with compassion and respect for human dignity and rights. Now, years later, after joining the Navy as a reservist and finding myself as a medical officer at a military base in Afghanistan, I met a transgender man, a fellow American soldier who was tasked with some of the most dangerous work we encountered in the region, driving a minesweeper across very treacherous terrain. Because of the military's policy at the time, the soldier's true identity was hidden from most in his unit. One day, we received a pretty special visitor on our base, the newly appointed U.S. Secretary of Defense, Ash Carter. After going to a troop town hall in front of a pool of reporters from a dozen national news outlets, I summed up the courage to use my voice to ask the Secretary of Defense his position on transgender soldiers serving in the military. A question I knew that my friend, who was literally sitting beside me, couldn't ask without outing himself and ending his deployment. The Secretary responded that day, "I don't think anything but their suitability for service should preclude them from serving." A year later, when the ban on transgender service in the military was ended by President Obama, I was described as the spark that led to open transgender service. I wouldn't call myself an unwitting advocate, but the power of my voice, of speaking up in that moment, surprised even me. What I've come to realize in the years since is that everyone who pursues medicine is an advocate in his or her own way. We might not always see it, but we are. That's because each of us has a commitment to a set of beliefs in this world that we care deeply about. What do you guys care about? Whose cause will you fight for? Discovering those answers is the most important thing you will ever do in medicine and in life. Most people I know who become physicians or other healthcare professionals do so because they want to help people. They're driven to provide compassionate care that makes a real difference in the lives of others. They help people in small ways, like when a teenager comes out to their family and their parents need guidance and support, or when a mother is diagnosed with a rare condition but in time for a full course of treatment and recovery. And they help people in very big ways, such as leaders in organized medicine who are fighting to eliminate the tremendous burden that physicians face today, or address health inequities, or provide guidance or raise concerns about the emerging world of AI in healthcare. There are enormous challenges that take more than leadership. They take a sincere belief in your own voice, in your ability to make a difference. As you graduate today and embark on your residencies, remember that all of you are now in a place of privilege and positioned to use your voices for your patients, your communities, and your colleagues. How will you use it? What are the issues that matter the most to you? Advocating for reproductive health, eliminating bias from the exam room, banning assault weapons, making it tougher for kids to buy e-cigarettes, expanding access to coverage, increasing funding for public health programs, improving healthcare technologies, addressing climate change. Our world is growing more and more complicated by the day. Now, just important though, is how you use your voice. Will you use it in a manner that is respectful of others? Will you conduct yourself with intellectual honesty and respect the stature of your profession? How you use your voice is as crucial as what you say. And I promise that whatever issues matter to you also matter to a lot of your colleagues. And that when you're ready, you'll find an ally in your corner to help you speak your truth to power. It may be a friend, a confidant, a faculty member. It may be your medical association. It may even be the AMA. I don't mind making that shameless plug because despite all the challenges I've talked about, being president of a 178-year-old institution has been the most rewarding and humbling opportunity of my professional life. It strengthened my resolve to use my voice and encourage others like you to do the same. Each of you graduating here today has the opportunity to write your own story in medicine, to follow your passions and pursue the causes that matter to you. Thank you again for choosing medicine. Thank you for choosing humanity and healing. Welcome to the next step in your journey. Now let's get to work. Congratulations.
Now, thank you, Dr. Ehrenfeld. You are way taller than I am. Thank you for sharing those stories and that inspiration with us all. I would now like to invite Lauren Woyak up, who has been selected by her peers as one of our speakers from the class of 2025.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for allowing me to speak on behalf of the three-year graduates. First off, graduates, give yourself a big round of applause. This is a huge accomplishment. All right, everybody. After 3 years, I finally figured out what MD stands for. Ready for it? It stands for massive debt. Sorry for the horrible dad joke to start this off, but I promised my grandpa that if I ever had to give an important speech, I would start it with humor because he said otherwise people will fall asleep. So While we can all laugh at my horrible dad joke and maybe our shared misery of our large student loans, that's not what I want to talk about today. I wanted to take today to reflect a little bit on the journey that we've been on together. And I wanted to talk to you mostly about those 2 letters that will now be behind your name. The fact is, those 2 letters don't actually stand for massive debt. They stand for Doctor of Medicine. And those 2 letters mean something very, very unique to each one of us. Now, overall, we did the same classes, we met the same clinical standards, and we passed the same dreadful step exams. But each one of us has a unique journey. For people like myself, that means being a first-generation student, navigating uncharted waters, clinging to my mentors who threw me a life vest and drugged me for the ride. For others, this means upholding the great honor and tradition of your family members. It means following in the proud and determined footsteps of your parents or your grandparents who came before you. Now, for others, this means creating that full circle moment. It means getting to work alongside the healthcare professionals that once gave you the care and compassion that you needed most in either your own, your family, or your friends' most vulnerable moments. As you take a moment to reflect on your journey, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the great triumphs we've accomplished as a class. This is truly an outstanding group of people, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I know you will all make outstanding physicians, but I want to be very clear. I don't know this because of how high you scored on your step exam. I don't know this because the class of 2025 had a 100% match rate, although that's pretty awesome, so take your bragging rights. I know this because of the genuine care and compassion that you've shown to one another, and you've shown to me while we've gone through this journey together. We've had the amazing opportunity to celebrate each other's successes. We've watched people get married. We've seen people welcome new babies and even enter new. We even celebrated our classmate's wedding 2 weeks after meeting him. Thanks, Maddie, for putting us all on the invite list. But also, I've seen you all hold each other up when you've had loved ones pass away. I've seen you share each other's burdens, and I've seen you take the time to debrief the bad days. That this is only a glimpse into what you will all do for your future patient. Now, our class, without fail, reminds me of one of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou. It states, "People will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel." I encourage you all to remember this quote as you encounter the challenging days in residency and beyond. And as we venture into residency, I want you all to know I'll never forget how you made me feel. I will never forget that this campus turned into a little family. And I will never forget that some of us are just better at sand volleyball than others. Thank you, class of 2025, and congratulations on this huge milestone in your journey. May you always share the compassion with your patients that you have shown to each other. And may you never forget the story and those 2 little letters that now sit behind your name.
Thank you, Lauren. I would now like to invite Lauren Brennan, the other Lauren, also selected by her peers from the MCW Central Wisconsin class of 2025, to the podium for a few words.
Hi, everybody. I am so honored to be here. I've thought long and hard about what I wanted to say to you all today, and every time I had an idea, it just never seemed to quite be adequate. But what I kept coming back to over and over were my memories. And today I'd like to just share a few of them with you. I remember our very first day of medical school. We were all visibly uncomfortable, nervous, unsure of how to act around one another. We stood around making small talk, trying to read the room as best we could. I remember Nick Weiler confidently sporting a Hawaiian shirt, a glimpse of the boldness and easygoing spirit that I've come to love about him. I remember sitting down next to Justin York, just bonding over running. And it was a conversation that would grow into a deep friendship. And slowly the discomfort began to ease. Not because any of the challenges disappeared or the situation changed, but because of the people standing beside us. Fast forward to the first day of clerkships, I was so nervous. Would I find the office okay? Would I get along with my preceptor, their staff? How would people perceive me? Am I smart enough to be here? Do I even belong? And these thoughts echoed through my mind. And truthfully, I'm still working on them. They haven't quite gone away yet. Once again, the discomfort found me. And every time I performed a pelvic exam, injected a joint, intubated, sutured a wound, or assisted in a delivery, my heart would race and my breath would catch in my throat. It wasn't that I wasn't prepared. I made sure that I was. But I knew that every action represented more than just myself. I stood for my school, my profession. In a world in which medicine can feel fragile, I wanted to be a safe harbor for my patients, someone they could trust without hesitation. I didn't want to give them another reason to doubt. Discomfort found me again, this time a deeper kind. Then came residency interviews, a new flavor of uncertainty. Every day brought a different program, a different culture, a different set of expectations. You never knew what they were going to ask, or if they'd like you enough to even rank you. Yet again, discomfort was necessary to reach that next step. Recently, I had the privilege of traveling to a country where English wasn't widely spoken. We ventured off the beaten path, leaving behind fellow tourists, familiar languages, and Wi-Fi, along with our translator apps. And once again, I was uncomfortable. But in that discomfort, we found locals who were gracious, warm, and kind. We saw landscapes we never would have reached had we not dared to step out of what was familiar. As time passes, the more I realize how much I crave comfort and familiarity. Instinctively, I resist leaving home, meeting new people, trying new things, trying new procedures. And I think, what if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? But discomfort is humbling. It reminds us that we are not masters, that we are forever students with more to learn and more to experience. Medical training is a journey through discomfort. In just a few weeks, many of us will leave our homes to resettle in new cities, new states, new communities, starting the next chapter of our lives. And once again, discomfort will greet us. But it is within that discomfort, that stretching, that humility, that we grow and that we get better. And that we discover parts of life that would otherwise have remained hidden. Let us keep seeking opportunities that discomfort us. Say yes to the things that scare you. Lean on people you might not otherwise have reached for. Trust that discomfort is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of growth. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations.
Thank you to both Laurens. And again, congratulations to the class of 25, my last official graduating class. I don't have to tell you, you are entering the next phase of your medical education journey in extraordinary times. Your undergraduate medical education has been disrupted by a global pandemic and more recently by new challenges that seem to be emerging daily. Just as your education has been altered, your career will be shaped by past and current events, as well as whatever is to come over the next several years. You have withstood not only all the normal challenges of medical school, many of you accomplished it in 3 years, and all of you accomplished it in the midst of some of the most urgent national challenges in several generations. Here at MCW Central Wisconsin, we strive to educate you to become physicians able to withstand complexity and uncertainty. You will be tested in the coming months. You will encounter unprecedented financial, social, and political divisiveness. You will treat the afflicted within systems that do not always function in either your best interest or that of your patients. We believe you are up to the task of challenging and building a better healthcare future. I hope you've come to realize how resilient and adaptable you are, how strong the connections there are that you've made here, and that you have it in you to create lasting positive change. I hope that you go out into this uncertain world with one certainty, that you personally can help shape the world into that you want to live in and practice in. I sincerely believe that you can. I absolutely would trust each and every one of you to take care of me. Jim, Andrew, and Grace, thank you for choosing to care for us older folks. Mackenzie, Jackie, Aaron, and Lauren, the children in our state are in good hands. Jennifer, ensuring that more women have access to the health care that they need and deserve. Ellie and Eli, everyone deserves a great family doctor like you. Marissa, who will come to know us from the inside out. And Grace, Alec, and Megan, who will be healing our minds and spirits. Riley, Lauren B., and for having the nerve to blaze new trails. See what I did there? Nick, for putting yourself on the front lines in emergency medicine. Drake, who will be a sawbones extraordinaire. Celine, for putting us gently to sleep so that Justin and Jennifer can repair our bodies and our spirits. You are, each and every one of you, remarkable and memorable and have contributed to our campus in so many ways. You make me very, very proud, and my hope for you is severalfold. First, recognize that your actions and intentions matter. Use the privilege that you have been given for the benefit of your patients and the greater good for your community. Remember that the origin of the word doctor is teacher, and pay your education forward. Dream big, act on your own self-interest, and remember that dreams may be fulfilled through pathways that you do not yet see in front of you. Second, do good for your community while also doing well for yourself. Regardless of where your career and life take you, you've been given many gifts: a strong intellect, an education on a campus that has, we hope, enabled you to develop skills to understand, engage with, and improve your community, and a calling to a career with unbounded potential, both for doing good and doing well. Third, help our country and our communities heal through your skills as a scientist, healer, advocate, teacher, and leader. You have so much to offer. Be a part of the solution that brings us back together. Remember that while there is only so much that one person can do, we each must do that much. Thank you for the privilege of sharing this piece of your life through the challenges of medical school. I'm proud of you. Dream big, do good work, take care of yourselves and each other, and stay in touch. I now offer my congratulations and best wishes to the graduates and their families and the community that has supported this entire campus. And I would now like to invite to the podium Dr. Deborah Kostakis, Interim Dean of the MCW School of Medicine, to share some remarks to the graduates and lead them in the Declaration of Geneva. Dr. Kostakis.
Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Dodson, for everything you've done and making it possible for all of us to be here. What a momentous occasion. I'm sure you've all been looking forward to this. So to our remarkable students, accept my warmest congratulations on reaching this significant milestone. And look around you. You've done it, and today is your day to celebrate. Thinking back to my own graduation day, let's just say that feeling was overwhelming and pure elation at just being done with medical school. And I suspect some of you probably feel that way today too. But your hard work and your dedication and late nights haven't happened in a vacuum. We owe a tremendous amount of debt of gratitude to parents, family members, friends, teachers, faculty, all who've supported you every step of the way. Their unwavering belief in you has been truly instrumental in your success. So thank them all for being here today. And your time here has laid a crucial foundation, a robust foundation of knowledge and skills upon which you will now build your careers. Remember, this isn't the end of the learning, but the beginning of a lifelong commitment to growth and discovery in the ever-evolving field of medicine. And you'll find out all about CME credits after residency. But in all seriousness, graduates, embrace this next chapter with courage and compassion and a thirst for knowledge. The future of medicine rests in your hands, and they are capable hands. and it is my honor and privilege to lead you in the medical school oath. It is my pleasure to present the 2025 School of Medicine candidates. Before the conferral of the degrees, we will proceed with the administration of the Physician's Pledge, the Declaration of Geneva. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, rise and raise your right hand and recite with me the Declaration of Geneva. As a member of the medical profession, I pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity through the art and science of medicine. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patients. I will value the individuality of my patients and care for them to the best of my ability. I will safeguard the confidentiality of my patients. I will practice my profession with conscious integrity and in accordance with the medical standards. I will share my knowledge for the benefit of the community and the improvement of healthcare. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities so that I am able to provide the best care for my patients. I will engage in honest self-reflection upon my character. I acknowledge my strengths and limitations. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights or civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Please be seated.
Thank you. And now, what we're actually waiting for, I will invite Dr. Raymond back to the podium for the conferral of the Doctor of Medicine degrees. Dr. Raymond.
Thank you, Dean Dodson. Okay, by the authority delegated to me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon our candidates the degree of Doctor of Medicine and pronounce you graduates of the Medical College of Wisconsin. Graduates, please come forward to receive your academic hood and your diplomas. And I'd now like to invite Dr. Roy Long, MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Dean, to the podium to announce our distinguished graduates.
Graduates, as I call your name, please proceed to center stage to be hooded. After your hooding, please remain at center stage to accept your diploma. Dr. James Atkins. Dr. Atkins' community project was on longitudinal evaluation of healthy habits program. He's being hooded by his special hooders, Drs. Colette Salatka and Dr. Brian Hong. Dr. Jennifer Bacchus. Dr. Bacchus' community project was on nutrition programming for caregivers who have a loved one with Down syndrome. She's being hooded by her special hooders, Dr. Colette Salatka and Dr. Christopher Pruitt. Dr. Lauren Buranek. Dr. Buranek community project was on ongoing analysis of Pap smear guidelines in high-risk populations. She is being hooded by her special hooder, Dr. Colette Salatka, and her husband, Dr. Satchel Buranek. Dr. Mackenzie Borkovic. Dr. Porkovic's community project was on ongoing analysis of pap smear guidelines in high-risk populations. She's being hooded by Dr. Kay Lockwood. Dr. Grace Beekle. Dr. Beekle's community project was on substance use disorder, comorbidities, and those seeking long-term addiction treatment. She is being hooded by her special hooder, Dr. James Billings. Dr. Riley Combs Turnen. Dr. Combs Turnen's community project was on exploring healthcare barriers for the unhoused, insights from a rural Midwestern community. She is being hooded by Dr. Kay Lockwood. Dr. Drake Giese. Dr. Giese's community project was on medical students mentoring adolescents to mitigate adverse childhood experiences. He is being hooded by his special hooder, Dr. Joshua Troyer. Dr. Aaron Gruber. Dr. Gruber's community project was on period poverty at John Muir Middle School. She is being hooded by her special hooder, Dr. Amy Falk. Dr. Alec Haferman. Dr. Haferman's community project was on importance of mental health in adolescence. He's being hooded by his special hooder, Dr. Benjamin Castor. Dr. Ellie Malik. Dr. Malik's community project was on implementation of the peer shopping program for new women, infants, and children participants. She is being hooded by her cousin, Dr. Ryan Blinker. Dr. Marissa O'Hare. Dr. O'Hare's community project was on recipes for increased food literacy and fresh produce utilization among pantry attendees. She is being hooded by Dr. Kay Lockwood. Dr. Megan Peterson. Dr. Peterson's community project was on improving healthcare utilization of migrant and seasonal agricultural workers. She is being hooded by Dr. Kay Lockwood. Dr. Jacqueline Schneider. Dr. Schneider's community project was on Art for Dessert, the effect of art kits on depression scores in Wausau's elderly population. She is being hooded by her special hooder, Dr. Amy Falk. Dr. Celine Sholin. Dr. Sholin's community project was on the DC Everest Mental Wellness Day. She is being hooded by her mother, Dr. Jane Stryker. Dr. Elijah Zamansky. Dr. Zamansky's community project was on assessing the use of emergency rooms for ambulatory sensitive conditions by patients without insurance in Weston, Wisconsin. He is being hooded by special hooder Dr. Davis Matthias. Dr. Andrew Turnan. Dr. Turnan's community project was on assessing the use of emergency rooms for ambulatory sensitive conditions by patients without insurance in Wausau, Wisconsin. He is being hooded by Dr. Kay Lockwood. Dr. Nicholas Weiler. Dr. Weiler's community project was on Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin in the Mung Gardens. He is being hooded by his special hooder, Dr. Christopher Hagan. Dr. Grace Wittenberg. Dr. Wittenberg's community project was on addressing barriers to advanced care planning within the Hispanic population at the Wausau Free Clinic. She is being hooded by her father, Dr. Gregory Wittenberg. Dr. Jennifer Woodworth. Dr. Woodworth's community project was on weight bias among medical students. She is being hooded by her special hooder, Dr. Colette Salatka. Dr. Lauren Wayak. Dr. Wayak's community project was on installing overdose aid kits in Portage County. She is being hooded by her special hooder, Dr. Amy Falk. Dr. Justin York. Dr. York's community project was on assessing medical student perception and awareness of mental health and suicide on the Central Wisconsin campus. He is being hooded by Dr. Kay Lockwood. Congratulations, graduates, and we wish you further success.
congratulations. I would like to now welcome Dr. Jacob Perneski, MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Dean, to the podium to deliver the faculty charge.
I just realized if I skip a page, I can start with "that concludes our ceremony." So, welcome everyone. I am privileged and proud to share the stage with this group, and especially all of you, our graduates, and I have the honor of giving the faculty charge as you move on into your careers. Not that long ago, at the start of med school, you might remember me standing in the front of the classroom, asking each of you to identify 3 things that made you you. Things that were essential to your identity, things that you were passionate about, things that brought you value and meaning in life, and the things that no matter what, no matter how medical school changed you, the things that you didn't want to lose. We selected you to join the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin campus because of who you were. As you graduate, you now know that medical school does change us all. We are proud of who you have become. As your faculty, we look forward to following your careers in the years to come, and I can say that some of the greatest joys in my life have been practicing professionally with students, colleagues, and former graduates of this campus. As you start residency in a few short weeks, trust yourself. Have faith that you have gained the knowledge and the skills and the competencies that will allow you to serve your patients well. You've demonstrated your abilities over and over again. Quiz after quiz after quiz, exam, OSCE, step 1, step 2, and one step in front of the other. Sometimes you've stumbled, sometimes you've fallen, you've picked yourself up. We've all made mistakes, we've failed, and we learn from those challenges in our life. Those experiences, as painful as they are what allow us to have empathy, compassion, to meet our patients where they're at and help them heal. You've earned the trust and support, as you've heard, of your classmates, your faculty, your mentors, your family, friends, and community. You don't need to be perfect. You're enough, and you are ready. When you started medical school, you came to a place Robert Frost described, 2 roads that diverged in the yellow wood. He took the one less traveled by, and it made all the difference. You looked down the established road, saw medical schools with years of tradition, and then looked to where it bent a little bit down the corner and saw our campus in the North Woods and said, I think I want that path, the one less traveled. Maybe paused for a minute, maybe doubted yourself, wondering whether you'd ever go back, and then stepped in that direction. You were able to dream big, really big. You had a plan. You were able to use your imagination, your creativity to accomplish something incredibly special. But remember, it's not enough just to have a plan. In French, there's an expression, c'est la vie. It's used to describe the challenging things that happen to good people for no apparent reason. The expression I grew up with is a little bit less cultured. It makes a point, and I probably can't say it on stage, but suffice it to say, it happens. Unexpected health issues, a death in the family, a step failure, a new baby, a wedding. Life is full of surprises. How will you respond? Your time here at MCW has given you the experience and the skills to be flexible, to adapt to changing circumstances and events, to be persistent in dealing with challenges and obstacles. Nurture your optimism. Seek the opportunities that arise from these unplanned events. And every once in a while, think about stepping off the path and into the woods, taking a risk, and asking yourself, what would be fun to try today? If you get lost in these woods, remind yourself simply to be present. Notice the world around you. Be present in the moment. Use the observation skills that you may have learned in the art museum, in your clinical courses, working with patients on the LIC, to engage in the world around you. pause, reflect, and then take that next step. The next step is always the hardest. When you're lost, this is when your lifelong learning skills will help. Your commitment to lifelong learning will allow you to care for a patient whose diagnosis is uncertain, to attempt a new procedure for the first time or in challenging situations, or to develop a new treatment plan. Sometimes that next step can be anxiety-provoking. Let go of the anxiety and look forward to the adventure. The adventure will immerse you in your careers, immerse you in your patients' lives. You'll be able to live vicariously through the lives of everyone you touch. You might miss dinner. You certainly miss sleep. Do not miss your life. Remember that a full life includes more than work, more than your job. Take the time today, and as you go forward, thank your friends, thank your family, your children, your parents, maybe even your faculty who've joined you on this adventure. Don't wait for someday, as in someday I'll call, someday I'll reconnect, someday I'll find the time. Start today, not someday. Cultivate, nurture, and protect the time, the space for relationships, for hobbies, for community engagement, and for those 3 things that you wrote down at the start of medical school, the things that make you you and bring you value and meaning in life. We selected you to this campus precisely because of who you were. We are so proud of who you have become. We look forward to who you'll be. Congratulations to each of you as you graduate from the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin. Thank you.
As we begin to conclude, I just want to say, again, this has been the privilege of a lifetime. I am most proud of our graduates and our community that has supported them. This group of faculty who have many other things that they could be doing with not only today, but throughout the many years that they have supported our students. And I am incredibly grateful to you all. Our band that is playing today consists of community members, of students, former students, standardized patients, others that are from our community and have agreed to play today in honor of our graduates. That reflects to me, the spirit and the support of our community. So thank you all for attending today's ceremony. We are proud to have been witness to this great event honoring all of your success. This concludes our ceremony. Guests, please remain seated until the stage, party, and graduates have exited. They will be available for plenty of hugs and photographs at the back. Thank you.